Friends, greetings. It's the 5th day of the 2nd week, and the previous 2 weeks have been tough. Every day there is a new tool. Every day something new. You have to implement it, write it out, add it to your plan, and try to apply it. I am sure a lot has worked out, but some things haven't. That's why today we'll look at a tool that all professional athletes use after every game in order to become better. For example, basketball, football, chess, boxing, after every football match, after every boxing bout, or after chess game. The athlete takes a video of their game or the chess layout and reviews it from start to finish. What worked? What didn't work? Why didn't it work? What conclusions can they draw to become better? Take what worked and start doing it more. And take what didn't work and figure out how to eliminate it in the future. This is how professional athletes analyze their games and become better. Now, here is a question. How is our life different from any kind of game? We are players too. Maybe not in sports, but in life. And our task is also to analyze what we did right, what we did wrong, why we did it that way, and how we can improve what we need to improve in order to move forward more effectively. So this kind of game, this kind of match, this chess game for us is the week. And that's why today we're looking at a powerful tool called the weekly review. As soon as you do it even once, you'll feel its full power. You'll realize how many insights you missed in the past when you didn't do this weekly review. And just how much this tool will help you become better week after week instead of just moving in this kind of wave-like pattern. 1 week is better, 1 week is worse, 1 week is better, 1 week is worse, and you end up staying in the same place all the time. But with this tool, you'll be able to make progress week after week. Let's break down what this tool is. The weekly review works as follows. You pick a day when you'll do your weekly review. It could be Friday, so to speak, while everything is still fresh, or it could be Saturday evening or Sunday evening, whatever is convenient for you. Once you've chosen your day, you sit down on that day at that time and analyze, starting with number 1. What went well this week and why did it go well? These are your wins, where you managed to be consistent, where you succeeded next, what didn't work out and why. Where did you miss something? Why were you inconsistent in some areas? Why didn't it work out? Where did you waste a lot of time? What should you avoid? Where did you get stuck in negative thoughts? What caused it? What led to it? And so on. Here you analyze what didn't work out, and then conclude. Conclusions. What conclusions do you need to draw? What lessons will you take with you into the upcoming week? Don't do this. Don't do that. Focus on this. Delegate that task to someone else, and so on. Conclusions. These are the conclusions that will help you make the next week more effective, better, and more productive based on the mistakes and successes you had this week. For example, here is what it might look like. Friends, I'll show you a review of my most random week, the 3rd of April to 10th, so about 6 months ago. So here is the review. My routine was in order. I was getting up early that helped me get more done. At the same time, lack of sleep didn't interfere with my workouts. Noted. I managed to do a lot on YouTube thanks to focused work. A lot of time was spent on editing. If it weren't for the editing, I would have accomplished even more. Noted. Recorded. I spent way too much time on editing, you see. Okay, if it weren't for the editing, I really could have accomplished more in other projects too. Noted. You are not just working week to week thinking, damn, I am editing too much. Too much time is going into editing. You record this, and then you can take the right actions. For example, hire an editor or keep some videos for yourself and outsource others for editing. Next, I wasted a lot of time on heavy videos that in the end didn't really take off. Got it. Analyzed it. A lot of time was spent, but basically there was no real return. How will you change your strategy going forward instead of doing the same thing again? Next, all the time spent on news was wasted. Most importantly, I still found out everything from Chusha and friends. Anyway, what worked out, what I noticed, and what I want to fix. I marked in the weekly review section. And then based on your review, you draw conclusions that you'll take with you into the next week. Number 1. Don't waste time on news. Number 2. Hand over the ring to the editor. Number 3. Shoot simpler videos, putting more thought into the thumbnail and title. And number 4. With every video, ask yourself, how can I make it reach a wider audience? By conducting such a weekly review, you enter the new week not just hoping that it will be as good as the last one, or thinking, I hope it will be better than this one because this week I didn't get anything done, I procrastinated and wasted a ton of time. No, you analyze. You clearly record what worked, what didn't, and what needs to be fixed. And with a recorded list, you move into the new week and you are already letting go of the news. You are already handing things off for editing. You are saving more time for yourself, and you are working with video differently. And any examples from your life or your work, this is a very powerful tool, friends. It's one thing to hear this from me, but it's a whole different thing to apply it yourself to your own week, to your own tasks, to your own successes. So friends, today is Friday. I highly recommend doing this today while it's still fresh, and then set a specific day when you'll do it regularly. Open up our system and set for yourself the day and time, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever it's convenient for you, and make it a weekly habit. We make this a rule because the path of optimizing your time, your energy, your efforts, the opportunities you take or reject, all of this is an endless journey of growth and improvement. You can't just reach a point and say, "That's it. I've become the absolute master of using my time, my energy, my resources, and everything else." That day will never come. There will always be room for growth and development. And it's this very tool that will help you become better week after week. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Be sure to share your insights and thoughts after you try this exercise, because right now, you might think, yeah, that's cool. But once you actually do it, you'll remember, wow, how powerful it is, how prepared you feel going into a new week. Let's do this exercise, friends. And I'll see you next week, where we'll put everything we've talked about into practice. Record everything in a single productivity system so you can get it out of your head and into your work tools, freeing up your energy. And next, we'll talk about how to take your energy and raise it even higher. Friends, there are many powerful tools ahead. They're waiting for you in the third week. But for today, I'll say goodbye. Be sure to do this over the weekend. If you still haven't written down on your mission, values, and goals, or haven't mapped out your entire life plan, make sure to do it. So, have you done it? Once you experience that sense of clarity and focus, even just once, you won't want to trade it for anything else. Friends, let's keep moving forward and see you soon in the next video in week 3.